driving my little boy to school, and I saw this quote by Walt Whitman. It was painted on the wall there. It said, "Be curious, not judgmental."
Great moments are born from great opportunity. And that's what you have here tonight, boys. That's what you've earned here tonight.
Beyond the Bench with Brad Payne and Matt Brigance right here on 102.7 The Game.
Tonight, we skate with them. Tonight, we stay with them. And we shut them down because we can. Tonight, we are the greatest hockey team in the world.
It's Beyond the Bench, 102.7 The Game. All of it brought to you by the Green River Area Federal Credit Union. Vic Evans with the two stars of the show, Brad Payne, Matt Brigance. And guys, it's not a bad weekend for you guys. How's everything been going?
It's gone great. Besides that long weather delay we had, me and you doing the football game, it's been great since.
Yeah, it was like a 12:15 when we got home from a football game.
Football game, you all have gone past midnight, right?
Oh, well, the one was like a 3-hour third quarter.
Right.
Everybody's chucking it.
It was a good thing that Muhlenberg runs the wing tee, because when we guys started at 10, I was really afraid we'd get home at about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Your announcing makes it long enough, and then to have it delays.
Yeah.
It's god awful.
I like your 1940s headset you got on there right
now. I feel like Vince Lombardi.
You should. We got all the headsets and all the games that we're doing.
Slim makes your head look slimmer.
That's tough.
That is tough. But we can't wait any longer, because we got to jump onto the Green River Area Federal Credit Union hotline and get a guest of Beyond the Bench. It's Coach Mike Neighbors with the Sparks of the WNBA. Coach, I don't know what bet you lost to join these two guys' show.
I mean, this is the biggest celebrity we've ever had.
But welcome to Beyond the Bench, Coach.
Well, I'm going to have to go back and listen to some back podcast so I can figure out exactly where that ranks.
But these two guys not very high.
I've lost many a bet that I had to do way worse. So this is actually a treat. Get to probably goes back to some of my Xavier days or something I did back up there when we were at one of those clinics or something. It's my guess.
So I got to know Coach Neighbors when you were at Washington. And
yep.
you sent your emails out to the coaches that wanted to sign up for them. And just one night, and I'm married to a head coach also on a girls program, and she and I were going over some shooting drills and some things like that, and we couldn't find one. And so I took a chance, and I'd already followed you on Twitter, and took a chance and DM'd you. And within like 5 minutes, you DM'd me right back, which was awesome. And so we became Washington fans immediately. Which was a great time to do it. But I want to go back to your beginnings, because people, as high school coaches like Matt and I are, nobody knows, cares, or anything, about us. You don't get known until you do something really good or really bad. But you started just like we all did, right? As a high school coach.
Oh yeah.
You were in Arkansas, right?
I did it all.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Got lucky, right time, right spot, and landed a job after my student teaching. In Arkansas, we had to do a 6-week student teaching as our last little thing there in college. And I landed at a spot, was desperate enough to hire me, and walked into a great situation there in Bentonville, which is kind of known as the headquarters of Walmart, where Walmart's founded.
Right.
Ended up being right time, right place, and ended up going from the boys' side to the girls' side after 1 year, and now 30-some years later, still doing it.
That's awesome.
I mean, let's just be honest. He talks to you because he's waiting to get your two girls on the Sparks.
Well,
that's all he's waiting on. I mean, he's got to be friends with you to kind of hang out with them. That's what he's wanting.
There is that
I did my research.
They were going to be Huskies, that's for sure.
That was a fun group to follow.
Yes.
Into high school, you went to Washington Huskies, also coached at Arkansas, now in the WNBA. And looking back on it, and I always find this fascinating, I coached high school baseball and college baseball. I mean, nothing really changes. I mean, the players get a little better and they get maybe a little more where you can get a little more in depth. But going all the way back to your high school days, is there anything you were really doing differently now with the Sparks that you didn't do back in high school?
No, the Christmas presents are just better now than they used to be. That's all I tell you. These guys make a little bit of actual money. I get a better Christmas present when it comes. That was the big difference in coaching girls and boys. Boys never gave me Christmas presents.
Yeah,
so I stuck to the.
We're both on the boys' side, so we know how that goes.
You know how that goes. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. You end up giving them out, not getting them. But
that's exactly right.
No, it's still basketball. Goals 10 feet high, ball same size. It's I made it. This is my first year in the WNBA with the professionals, and it's just continued to solidify every step of the way. What I've been learning is just wherever you go, offense becomes a little bit more important because everybody can kind of guard, and offense is what separates you. But the game's the same. The kids, you still need to know you care about them. The little higher you go, the little less they care whether you care. But it's still. There's a lot of ways to win at this game. There's not one certain offense or one certain defense or a magical drill or a magical shooting drill or a magical inbounds play. It's finding a way to get the most out of the hand you're dealt. I got to spend last year with Coach Cal. My last year at Arkansas was Coach Cal's first year there, and he has one of the greatest signs I've ever seen. It's above his door, says "Coach your team," and I'd known that about him before we ended up sharing a building together, but. Nothing more true than that. Every team's different. It's up to the coach to get the most out of that team. And y'all's intro, man, I had goosebumps listening to clips from the Miracle from Ted Lasso. No, I'm not kidding. I got goosebumps on the Miracle speech. I get it every year, but no, it's the same, guys. It's not any different. That's why I love talking to anybody that coaches the game. It doesn't matter level. It doesn't matter region. It doesn't matter boys or girls And as I'm learning now internationally, I've made some connections with some international coaches, and the game really is unique in that way. There are a lot of different ways you can win at it, a lot of different styles, and we're all in it doing the same thing.
Well, these guys would love to have you international connections. I mean, if you know any international kids around 14 to 17, they may take a look.
The way the portal is now in high school, we may be able to use a little bit of the networking coach.
Need to be 6'4" or better too. Right?
It would help. That would help. That would actually help.
Y'all kind of got the market cornered on 5'7" shooters. I know that.
We actually do. Yes.
We're on the Green River Area Federal Credit Union Hotline. Sparks coach Mike Neighbors. And before Matt gets to his question, the question I have for you is, as you're talking about your first year in the professional level, and I don't want to get into the whole thing of, you're going to have this compass between, the ownership and a new contract. But when you get into the professional level, that becomes a thing with players. And the coaches kind of get put in the middle where you've got the owners on one side who are paying your bills, the players who are playing for you trying to win so you keep getting paid. How was that dynamic for the first time for you?
Well, it's even a different thing on the WNBA side because there's a new collective bargaining agreement coming out this year.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Everybody's going to be a free agent, so it was even more unique. I don't know if it can be more unique. I don't know if that's even possible, but anyway, it's different. And I'm so glad that my job did not require me to have one bit of knowledge to answer that question. I don't know. I don't have any info to help you with that. I tried to show up and help them win a game or two along the way with some offense and defense and stuff like that. I know it's a thing though. I hear it. I hear the talk and I know it's real. But I'll be honest, these players. Once they show up for practice the game, they're obviously pros and they're the elite of the elite, but they put all that behind them and just play. It still becomes a game to them. I think they do all that on the side. They all have agents that take care of a lot of that for them. But at the end of the day, they're still players that want to win, just like that, that team back in Bentonville that first year when we were 1-24, won one game. And it's the same. When they show up, put that practice gear on, get taped up, and toss it up. It's about all the same. So, but it is a real thing, you know. With the W right now where we're at, with, you know, it broke all kinds of attendance records. There's more viewership than ever. It's sold out crowd. We had 18,000 almost every night, everywhere we went, and that's whether Caitlin Clark was playing or not. So it's not just that. She obviously deserves a lot of credit for bringing a lot of eyes to it, but there's a lot of other players that have kept those eyes, even though she was hurt. So it's an important year. I hope they get it right. I know they will, because there's a lot at stake, but it's crazy to see the sport grown like it has since I first, you know, people say all the time, why the girls? Why the girls? I was better. I was raised by women. I was better at identifying with young women with players. Mm-hmm. And so to see these players now being able to make money, life-changing money, not just summer money, or not just, you know, getting started money. This new contract's going. Some of these kids are going to be making life-changing. To see that happen in my coaching lifetime, and be able to see a part of it has been a lot of fun.
Hey, Coach, Matt Brigance here. I used to get your email. I was on your email list as well, as I've coached girls and boys. So I've kind of bounced back and forth. But I actually watch the WNBA more than I do the NBA for a couple of reasons. One, it's in the summer. It's not during my season. You know, I'm watching scouting and doing this stuff. And the one thing, this leads to my question, is I think the WNBA is a little more diverse in how they play the game. If you look at the NBA, they pretty much all run the same stuff, play the same way, get in the same action. And the WNBA, it seems like they run a little bit more multiple actions and different things like that. So what's the one thing you notice about the WNBA as far as the offense goes? I know y'all ice and blitz ball screens in the WNBA, it seems like. But what's the one thing offensively that you've noticed about being in the WNBA?
Well, just that you got to be able to read and play. You know, that the skills certainly have to translate. Whatever you're doing in your skill development better translate into them making decisions, because everybody's so good. And if the defense makes a mistake, you got to, as a coach, give them a plan to make them wrong. You know, that's what we say all the time. If we can't make them wrong, that's our fault as a coach, because we haven't given them the right plan, because they're capable of it. But I think you should be watching the WNBA for the reasons you mentioned. Plus, for most people, it's a lot more like watching the NBA, because you can't run alley-oop, backdoor double picks and double flares. Players can't throw the passes, and players can't jump and get
exactly.
it. I think too, and we've got to give some credit to some of the international flavor too as well, because we're learning, you know, from what's going on in Eurobasket. Constant movement, ways to occupy the help. I would tell you that's the big difference. You know, even my college team, with a lot of our offense was give it to Plum and get the hell out of the way and be ready to shoot it if she passes it to you. But now you got to occupy that help side. You got to either cut, you got to, you know, this new constraint-led basketball stuff. I don't know if y'all have read much about Alex Schwarman's stuff with the CSL and all the stuff that's going on, but, you know, everybody's going to be cutting. They're going to be setting a hammer screen. They're going to be setting a flare, dribble handoff. But it's, you know, the ability to can get those consecutive actions. I've learned from coaching on the defensive side, there's still no defense for a straight line drive. There's nobody's invented one of those yet. And they've also, none of us has come up with a way to stop two consecutive good actions.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's what the W does. Not only is it two, it's usually 3, 4, or 5. And it's just constant spacing, respacing, playing off each other. You know, and then when you get 5 players that can score on the floor at the same time, you end up with the Minnesota Lynx or the Vegas Aces, teams that are still playing in this. When they've got 5 weapons out there, man, it's being on the defensive side is not much fun. I mean, holding somebody to 95 is a good night. You know, you're like, whoa, we played great.
Yeah. Do you think there's a place for people back to the basket players in the WNBA?
There is. I mean, there's enough people out there that have found out a way to do it. Now that they're rare, it's just a rarity. There's not enough to go around all 13 teams. But you know, if you look at if they can score around the basket, they're probably going to have a hard time defending on the other end. And it becomes one of these plus minus games. Like, hey, we can throw it down there to her for 2, most of the time. But if she can't get out and guard the ball screen and we're giving up 3 every now and then, we're going to lose that game.
It's Camila Cardosa. That's who I come to think
of. I immediately thought of Chicago immediately. I was like, they can't guard anybody. But
yeah, that's part of it. Yeah, you can't guard them, but you're giving up 2s for 3s a lot of times, and it's one of those deals like, I don't know. But yeah, I think it's got to fit the system, and there's a place for a few of them, and but those people still need to be able to score in multiple ways and defend, and you have to fit them into a system rather than fitting into a system sometimes. But it's not as bad as it is in the NBA. I think the dying breed that is in the NBA yet. We still have some players that make that difference. There'll be a couple players coming out in the draft the next couple of years like that, but just not enough to house, what's getting ready to be 15 teams next year. We're expanding.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Finally there's some expansion to open up some jobs for some of these great players coming out of college. But in the past, there weren't enough jobs to go around.
Right.
So I'm anxious to see that could affect that. I think you're going to see 2 more teams that have a unique style of play. And then adding another team for the next 3 years up to get us to 18. So it could change some of the things that happen on the floor as well as off.
I've got one statement. Then I want to go back to the Huskies days and talk about that run that you had with Kelsey and them. Is there worse officials on DHOs than in the W?
You're going to get him fined already,
no,
Coach.
It's terrible.
I have never in my life seen it.
I can say this. Let me say, I can't wait. I cannot wait to say this. Y'all ready for this?
Let's go.
Only in the SEC, because I can't get anymore. Y'all can blast that out.
We will.
I just have a good. I don't know. Hey, listen, I have a whistle in my mouth every day at practice. And I stopped bringing it to practice at this level because, man, they get mad if you mess up.
Yeah.
So I know it's really hard, but man, I don't know what you would call a moving screen and not a moving screen.
Oh man,
it's so all that contact is so hard. And hey, and then guys, add teams that are really good at ghosting that ball.
Oh yeah. Yes.
And, hey, it's impossible, man. When you get Ryan Howard. We held Ryan Howard to 37 points and a half the other night. It was great.
I saw that.
And the only reason I think the only reason we did that is because she missed a couple free throws. But when they can ghost it and they can roll it and it's impossible.
Yeah.
Especially when they're letting them move those screens. So now, to your point, I think it's hard at every level and probably bad at every level. And it's one of those things. We get one challenging game, but I think we'd probably need about 100 if we really wanted to challenge.
It just Matt and I talk about it all the time. It makes us irate the way that the way that it's called. But let's talk about that run that you made in 16-17, right? 16-17?
It was 15-16.
15-16. Okay, 15-16.
No, wait. No, it was the 2016. So yeah. 16 Final Four.
Yeah. So you went in like a 7, 8 seed, maybe.
We were barely a 7. We had done the math on it, and I kind of follow all the rankings, and we thought we were going to be an 8, and that's a death sentence in women's basketball because you're going to play a 1 seed on their home floor, and it's never happened that team lost. So we put all our eggs in the Pac-12 semifinals. We played my 5 starters the whole game. I didn't sub one time.
Made sure you put some style points in.
Yeah, we ended up having to sub for the last 40 seconds because one of my kids got in foul trouble and we did a little offense defense, but it was her decision. I made her decide that. But so anyway, I tell you, we didn't want to be that 8-9, so that's what got us to the 7 seed because we felt like there were a couple of 2 seeds we could beat, and obviously we got really lucky with the draw and ended up in Maryland, one of those teams we matched up really well with.
Yep.
And was able to find a way. We had to play our first round game was one of our harder ones on that run. Penn had won 24 straight games, won their league. We're down 9 at half, and Plum kind of took over. But yeah, that run was from a 7 seed, and we weren't even ranked. We went into the tournament not ranked. We had a good year, not a great year, but when we kept getting better and better, and obviously caught lightning in a bottle at the right time, and got a great draw.
Ended up knocking off Stanford, correct, to go to the Final Four?
right there in Rupp Arena.
Yep.
Absolutely.
No better place.
We played. Hey, it was awesome. It was great. We played Kentucky in the Sweet 16. And Matthew Mitchell, dear friend, great coach, ended up playing them right there in Lexington, a place I'd been to a lot of games in my life growing up, my days at Xavier. But we played great. And then the Kentucky fans, because we beat Kentucky, they stayed in that next game, rallied around us, and we felt like it was a home game playing Stanford there to in that Elite Eight game.
They always want to latch on to somebody that beats them. They're delusional, and so they do all they can to
we're both Louisville fans. We're both Louisville fans.
Good. That's my guy, PK. My guy, PK's over there doing a great job. Good.
Yeah, he's full of energy. I went to one of his practices the other day.
Is that what y'all call it? That what y'all
Yeah.
I would have liked to seen the energy out there in that front yard at the recruit the other day with him and Pope.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to see.
Hey, I just read about that. Did that really happen?
There was an argument.
I don't think there were punches thrown or anything like that, but I think it got heated argument, and that had to be broken up by the recruit's dad. I will say that.
And Pope's got a little longer reach than Kelsey does. So,
I was going to say, PK's moving up a couple of weight divisions. But that's him. Hey, he was across the hall from me at Xavier when we were when I was an assistant coach and he was Chris Mack's assistant. PK and I were right across the hall from each other. So I know he thinks he's about 6'10". So,
so you were there when Mack was at Xavier?
Yeah, I was there. I was there for 2 years with Sean and 2 years with Mack.
So let me ask you, as a Louisville fan, what happened with Mack? Like, the sudden departure at Louisville. Like, I mean, what do you think?
Just go ahead and spill it. No,
nobody listens. Nobody listens.
We can edit it
Nobody
out.
listens. I do not know. I do not know. I follow it from afar. I hate to say it, but I'm kind of glad to have it because I loved him on the radio. His little podcast, I tuned into it. He cracked me up. He's funny. No, hey guys, I'm going to tell you this. As somebody that, I lost my dream job last year at Arkansas. That was my dream job. There ain't no telling. I mean, the misinformation, the lack of information, the paradigm shifting information, there's no telling.
Yeah.
I mean, these days we were the we won more SEC games than anybody in history, and still it's not enough sometimes. And I don't know, but we had some good times on that hallway when Chris because Mack was an assistant under Sean Miller too. So we were all there on that same hallway, and it wasn't a very big hallway. We had a lot of fun in that.
Well, Coach, I can't thank you enough for joining these two guys. I will say, if you send me the email of the commissioner of your fantasy football league team that you finished last year, I'll let them know that you did this guy's show as punishment. I will do that for you.
Yeah, because he's damn sure not listening. The commissioner isn't.
It's going to have to be this year because if I did it last year, the SEC would be calling you after that.
That's right.
Well, I mean, the rules have changed. You got Oklahoma's quarterback. I just follow his DraftKings account. So all the rules have changed now.
We've got some plausible deniability. But no, I don't know how long it was, but that flew by. We were just driving, and it seemed like that flew by. So y'all call me anytime somebody bails on you in a moment. We got a lot more we can cover.
Well, good luck next year in the WNBA and the Sparks. I do have to ask you. You're talking about you're originally from. Are you originally from Arkansas?
Born and raised, yeah.
When you think about it, now you look at yourself and you're out in LA coaching WNBA basketball. Do you ever just look at the mirror and go, "What in the world? How'd this happen?"
No, that happens every time I go to the bank or someplace, and people say, "You're not from around here, are you?" It reminds me, but it'll always be. I would have told you that California wasn't really a spot that I would have ever picked, but after being here for about 6 months, I get it. It's not going to be home forever. We're headed back to Arkansas next week. Summer, the WNBA is kind of got a unique calendar in which you don't really have to be in market the full year. So we're headed back to Arkansas. We'll be able to they play Notre Dame next week in football. So we're going to get back and time to be in Fayetteville. Did Notre Dame win yesterday? Arkansas had a tough loss.
Yes, Notre Dame won 56-30, and hopefully my Fighting Irish come into Arkansas and end Sam Pittman's career. That's what I want.
You're Fighting Irish, okay?
Yes,
he's in love with Marcus Freeman. Arkansas cost me some money yesterday.
Yeah, Pittman. I'm not very happy with Pittman right now.
Yeah, that was. You're not the only one. I don't think. I hope the best for him, but we've already got some jackets made up for each other. If something, we're gonna start a club, and we're gonna have jackets and everything. But no, it's hey, but look at that game. I mean, if again, you hand it to a guy who hadn't fumbled all year, and the guy fumbles, man.
Exactly.
Yep. And it's if he doesn't fumble that, and you run it in the end zone, everybody's happy.
Yep.
And who knows? That's the one thing about
That's
us,
coaching.
Coach. We're judged on our worst days, not our best days,
That's
man.
exactly right.
Well, Coach Neighbors, it's been an absolute.
Go.
It's been an absolute joy to get to talk to you so much. We appreciate
man.
you taking some time. Good luck. Enjoy the Notre Dame Arkansas game. Hopefully, my Fighting Irish come out there with victory. And these guys will have you back again sometime.
Yeah, we need to have you on before the draft. WNBA
Yeah, we'll
draft.
get you on before the draft. You can give us some inside info. We'll make money out of it. So we won't tell anybody.
Really gonna get it.
It's the
Y'all
WNBA.
better lose my number. I am not. Y'all lose my number right after this call. Then calling in. Last thing you want is anybody on y'all's phone records. I got to get.
It's the Sparks assistant coach, Mike Neighbors, former Arkansas coach, former Washington coach. Thank you so much for joining us here on Beyond the Bench.
You bet.
Thanks, Coach. And we guys, I mean, unbelievable.
That was great. Man,
Unbelievable.
And Matt and I have talked about. Well, you and I have talked about it too. Like, coaches are regular people too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really matter. And he said it there. Like, coaching's coaching.
Yep.
We're just at different levels, and our players are probably a little shorter, less athletic. But coaching's coaching, and these guys think the same way as normal humans.
And here's what always gets me. People think about this. It doesn't matter what level you're at. I will tell you this. There's some really terrible WNBA coaches that couldn't coach in high school. There's some really good WNBA coaches. There's some really good college coaches, really terrible college coaches. When I was at Kentucky,
At all
I can
levels.
tell you
Same at high
some
school.
terrible. And same in high school. Now, the higher you up you go, the better coaching it is. But there are some really, really good coaches at every level and really, really bad.
Yeah.
And there's some really, really bad coaches that get jobs because they luck into perfect situation or
Timing. Yes.
or have certain players on their team that makes them look really good.
Yeah.
And especially in high school, it's totally different. But like that's what people don't understand. And we talk about Dabo Swinney. Is he fired? Look what Dabo has won at a high level, and he's having a bad year.
No, Dabo's cow.
Yeah, he is a little
The
bit.
game has changed, and
no.
he doesn't want to.
Well,
he
I
doesn't
think
want to
he
adjust
is.
the
I
change.
think he's slowly
he just
changing.
tiptoed in it a little bit late, man.
Yeah, and what the problem is you get that perception is reality.
But
sometimes.
so you get rid. So here's my question: you get rid of these guys. You get rid of Dabo. Now there's some coaches that just can't coach at all. Kenny Payne can't coach a lick. I mean, you saw that.
Right.
As soon as they hired him,
he'll
you
never
knew
be
it.
a head coach
Yeah.
again.
But Dabo, so you fire Dabo. Who are you going to bring in?
Oh, we've said it about.
It was Stoops.
But now
who are you going to bring in?
But now I will say this: we said that about Kentucky. We said, be careful what you wish for.
Hold on, you guys said it. I said Kentucky's won a national championship with almost every coach they've ever hired. It's bigger than any other thing there is.
I still don't know if Pope's going to have a great coaching career at Kentucky.
Well, I don't know, but I know that the program.
I think
it's
Kelsey's a better coach now.
Worse shape than what it was.
No,
in Cal.
but my point is, who are you going to bring in? Like North Carolina, they got rid of what's his name, Mac. Bring in Belichick.
Well, I'd have never thought Belichick was a good hire.
But the thing is, Belichick won in New England. But why did he win at New England?
Tom Brady.
We all know why.
I mean, the one thing Belichick's found out, it's easier to date 20-year-olds than it is to coach 20-year-olds. That's what he's found
That's true.
out.
So my point is, who do you bring? Who do you bring in? So like we always say, we got to get a new coach. We got to bring another coach in. But here's the thing: it's not always coaching. It can be administration. It can be your recruiting base. It can be your culture there at the pro. I use that word culture, but not at the specific program at the school itself. So like we always talk about, we got to get rid of this guy. We got to get rid of this guy. Who are you going to bring in? And how do you know that guy is going to be any better? Like JJ McCarthy with the Minnesota Vikings.
You don't, but you don't. But I'll tell you, we'll talk about it when we come back. We'll get our Canty Dairy Queen list too. We'll talk about that.
No, I've been thinking
it's
about it all
Beyond the
weekend.
Bench, 102.7 The Game. brought to you by the Green River Area Federal Credit Union here on 102.7 The Game. Vic Evans, Brad Payne, Matt Brigance, and listen, Coach Neighbors was tremendous.
He was awesome.
I tell you what, I guess maybe because I hang out with you guys, I don't think about coaches having great personalities and being funny.
Right.
But that guy is.
Yes.
Yeah.
But before
Man, I tell you what, he wins one award and it's really gone to his head.
I'm glad we ain't got the crap up here.
I didn't want y'all to feel bad. So before we get to the Canty Dairy Queen list, you're going to tell us about your great partners at Hawkins Abney.
Hawkins Abney PLLC is a full-service architectural firm in Beaver Dam, Kentucky, founded in 2022, providing design services for academic, business, healthcare, hospitality, industrial, and mercantile projects across the state. Give Jeremiah or Kyle a call at 270-363-2235.
I could not do without them. And don't forget, it's not any Dairy Queen, it's Canty Dairy Queen, New Hartford Road, also right there by Ohio County High School. And the list you guys came up with today was kind of a different one. It's going to be some heroes. Was it like unsung heroes
that didn't get maybe the credit that they deserved, in helping win championships, or maybe even individuals. I don't know what Matt has in his list, so I don't want to. I don't want to make the description sound too less broad because he can.
He goes everywhere. He'll probably have like 15 of them, won't he?
He'll have people that he hates.
Well, let's get to your number. Let's get to your number 3 unsung hero,
David Tyree.
Ooh, okay. That was the one-hit wonder we had one time.
It was.
So we're going over to one-hit wonders now.
Hold on.
Who's making the rolls now?
So hold on with this. This guy only had 4 receptions in the regular season.
Yes.
All right. But started.
Yes.
But started. So you're talking about a guy, he had to have been doing something right. Now, I certainly am not going to proclaim that I watched the Giants that whole season.
They had Brandon Jacobs, who's probably blocking a lot.
And that's what I was getting ready to say.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that he was probably a great blocking wide receiver.
I like it.
But if he doesn't make that catch, they don't win, and that team is considered the Patriots team is considered the greatest of all time.
All right. How about your number 3 unsung hero?
Well, I'm staying true to what the topic is on this, and I'm going with Scottie Pippen.
Yes.
And you could throw Dennis Rodman in that Bulls. I was a Chicago Bulls fan, but Scottie Pippen did all the little stuff that needed to for the Bulls to win.
Everything.
But with that being said, Scottie also needed Michael.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, without a doubt.
You're still talking about a guy that when Michael left was 26,
he was
10 and 8.
He could play, and he did all the little stuff, and he knew his role. And that's the thing. These players today, they need to know what their role is. Not everybody's a scorer. Not everybody's going to get a Twitter highlight or Instagram highlight. Know your role, and when your number is called, step up and make something great happen.
There's not a lot of Pippins out there in the day and age of super teams because you sign 3 alphas, and then the rest of them are just minimum wage guys in the NBA that doesn't have that big of a role. So you have 3 alphas, but you don't have and not that Pippen wasn't capable of being an alpha. He just didn't. He accepted that he was not, and that the major alpha was MJ.
Pippen knew his role until it was time for Tony Kukoc to take the winning shot. Then he quit. And then he sat on the bench.
That was without MJ. MJ would have straightened him out on that. I have to believe.
I've got a good one for you.
Went to Kukoc in the first place.
Right, beyond MJ. So. I got a good one for you. How about Alvin Harper?
Oh, yeah.
Opposite of Michael Irvin. He had the big catch. If you watch the Cowboy documentary, Irvin made him switch, and they went to him on that side and had the big touchdown pass.
Yep.
But Alvin Harper was so good, and then never got the overall credit he deserved with some other wide receivers too, but because he was opposite of Michael Irvin.
I like that one. He, I don't know do you all have the Largent one?
No.
That was one I was going to add.
Right.
Steve Largent is truly an unsung hero on all those teams.
He's a Hall of Famer. He's in the top 5 or 6 wide receivers of all time.
He never got there was always something that overshadowed him on a team.
Right. Or another receiver. He was there, Jerry Rice, how he was doing, but I mean the guy's a Hall of Famer and
he was
a congressman.
Great. He was great.
That's a good one. How about your number 2?
I figured you'd like that because that was old.
Yeah, I like Steve Largent.
Michael Cooper.
Ooh.
Lakers.
I used to hate him because he would be the guy guarding Bird and would try to make life miserable for him.
And that's one reason why I remember him so much. But he was the modern day 3-and-D guy.
Yes, he was.
with Magic Kareem or Magic Worthy,
Magic
whatever.
Sit in the corner,
scoring.
He would just sit in the
outside
corner
shots.
and shoot.
And then he would lock up.
Yep.
Well, attempt to lock up, but still, like you could put Byron Scott in those, but those teams, it's always those successful teams, which is it's not a surprise, it's not a coincidence that they have good role players that accepted the roles.
Mm-hmm.
How about your number 2?
My number 2 is it's kind of close to home here. I'm gonna go Vic Evans with Beyond the Bench.
There you go.
Just think about it. He's an unsung hero.
If it wasn't for him, this doesn't exist.
No,
it
that's
doesn't-
not true. This is because of you two.
Do you think we could honestly do this? Like
First off, these two things in front of me.
Bradley couldn't even turn the camera on.
No, I knock it down half the time.
There's no way.
I will say there would have been a multitude of FCC fines. I do know that because you guys
this
would
place would be
forget about
bankrupt.
that, and you all
it would have been canceled a long time ago.
This was Chapter 11. It's got written all over it. We'd have to be.
So he's our unsung hero.
I love coming and hanging out with you guys for an hour every Monday or Sunday when we record, and we have a blast doing it. And then also I do want to ask you before I get to my number 2.
Yeah.
I do have to ask you is like this is and maybe it's not, but maybe is this your first year? I mean, of really following because of our group chats and you guys are voting for top 10 and player of the weeks and stuff. Is this the first really time where you've really taken the time to follow high school football, not just Davis County or not just Ohio County, but across the ESPN Owensboro area? And have you enjoyed it?
Yes, to both. It's definitely made me pay more attention just because you need to be more informed. You know what
Right.
I mean, if you're going to get up here, like I can talk, but sometimes I don't, know before I talk.
That's pretty obvious.
So I try, so
That's a lot of times that he talks.
So sometimes I try to have a little bit of knowledge before I open this mouth of mine. So, yes, and then just the overall in sports. Like, if I'm going to have an opinion on something, like I do want to have some, some type of foundation to back it up.
There you go.
And I feel like I'm so much smarter because I got all these X-rays going through me. Like microwaves, radio waves, whatever the hell waves I've got.
Yeah, they're going through there with that headset.
I'm telling you, I can't. I'm almost laughing every time I look at you.
I wish I could flick you off. But that right there just keeps me from it.
I'll give you my number 2, and this is going to be a tie. It's not that they were unsung because they're considered to be some of the greatest,
Yes.
but they were some of the greatest in an era that's different than what today's era was, and that would be Nancy Lopez in women's golf and Cheryl Miller in women's basketball. Like if Cheryl Miller was born, and playing in today's world, she would be the Caitlin Clark of the world. I mean, like she was maybe, to my mind, still the greatest women's player I've ever seen play. And it was just in the time that was the early 80s where just women's basketball wasn't on TV. There wasn't even a hint of the WNBA. Same thing with Nancy Lopez, one of the greatest golfers of all time. But they also weren't. The only team you got on TV was the Women's U.S. Open. You didn't have.
To remember someone like Cheryl Miller, that's how good she had to be.
Yes.
Like, because she's a household name and you never saw her on TV. And so for her, you're right. For her, she was kind of the start of it, really, because the old Tennessee girl that's on TV now, she just got inducted into a Hall of Fame.
Not House Claw. I know you're
Candace
talking
Parker?
Candace
Yeah,
Parker.
Candace
Another
Parker.
one.
Another one that just needed a decade.
Yes.
There, and she could have been she could be a lot more wealthy than what she is.
Yeah, I mean, she's pretty much a household name now, though.
She is. I mean, she's on TNT.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yes, she
really
is.
good.
So I actually got my we got our picture. I got my picture taken with her when I was coaching at Kentucky
That's his Beauty and the
As a
Beast
GA.
right there.
So, wait.
before the
You were
game.
playing her.
Before we beat them.
I'd fired your ass right then.
Yeah, no, I did. So listen, I knew she was going to be a player.
Oh, well, yeah.
And so
That's a
it
hell
was
of a
before
scout
it was in the tunnels back there at Rupp Arena. It wasn't on the
Hey,
court.
listen, that is not a great scouting thing. Ray Charles knew that she was going to be a
I bet you're
player.
like, Candace.
We
please,
end up
oh my God.
and we end up beating them though. Number 1 Tennessee
Oh, really?
at Rupp Arena. Yeah, I helped with that scouting report.
Well, nice job.
They just said we got to stop Candace Parker.
I take my picture with her. God.
I mean, it was me and the video coordinator was, hey, can we get a picture with you?
There you go. All right,
Still got it?
I know.
Let's see.
I knew she was going to be a player. I watched. I mean, you can just tell. I mean, she
How
was
tall is she?
about 6'5", 6'4".
Let's get to your next one of under the radar.
Number one, big guy.
Yeah, number one.
My number one, and this is going in a very different direction for me than what I normally talk about here. It's parents.
Okay.
And here's why. Most of the time, parents can get on my nerves as a coach sometimes, and any coaches, and because everybody, let's just be the real. Every parent most of the time thinks their kid's the greatest, should be playing more, shooting more, blah 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 blah. Yeah. But with that being said, without parents, without them putting this time in, sacrificing for their kids, the money, and I really don't think a lot of these kids don't fully appreciate what their parents do for them.
Oh, there's no doubt.
As far as athletics goes, and how much effort they put in and work they put in, and it's always tough for the parents because you've always built this thing in your head like your kid's going to be a star and all this stuff, and it's always going to be great. Well, then their high school career is over, and then they're done playing, and you're like, I spent all this money and all this time for what? But it's something you can never get back, and it teaches so many life lessons. So without parents, we can't coach.
I kind of wish, and I'm not, I do like that, and they are, and we tell our kids, thank your parents
Absolutely, every day.
On the weekends, because you have no idea, especially the ones that can't drive. I mean, they're coming from a work day too. I mean, it's not like that they didn't have anything to do, and like, oh, I'll sit in the parking lot and wait on Coach Hayden to get through with this, speech after this. But I wish we could show parents the end, like let them have a flash of what the end is going to look like, and show them 4 years ahead and be like, this is what it's going to look like at the very end. So
enjoy it.
Yes, just enjoy this, because this is how it's going to end. So don't expect anything else.
But
you can't.
I do think though that the majority of parents do understand, and I think when at the end, I don't think they think about, oh, I wasted all this money. I just think they're like, hey, I don't get this time anymore. Like, I think there's a lot of sports parents out there that what they enjoy is those weekend tournaments and hanging out and doing that. And that's what they miss more than anything else.
I think there's some.
I don't know that I would go majority.
Okay.
I think there's some, but most of them, they think that their
Don't
kids
pay the
get
bills.
a scholarship.
It's their retirement fund.
That,
They do.
Or they just feel so empty when it's over. I don't know that they have regret or anything like that. It's just an emptiness.
It is.
that you feel when it's all said and done. I mean, I even did it, and I knew what was about to happen.
And you
Jack.
coach, it's
Right.
the thing. It's like, as coaches, it's like season's over. I got another season coming up. I got to prepare another group of kids. Well, as a parent, you're like,
what do I do now?
Especially if it's the last one. Wait till the two girls.
That's
Wait till
it.
the last girls have gone through
He'll
there.
be one of those. He'll be one of those awful parents to deal with. I feel sorry for if Natalie's coaching them or whoever.
Let's get to
Be a
your
nightmare.
number one there,
I don't want to
Coach.
coach them in high school.
Robert Ory,
Oh, that's a good one. I mean, guys got what,
Big shot
47
Bob.
Marines?
big shot Bob, he got some highlights because he always hit big shots.
He did.
in big times. But the guy you never saw him hold out after he would win a series for somebody or after the year hold out for a contract. Because
Well, he was
thought
smart. He
worth
knew he
more.
was going to get the rings.
Oh, yes.
He was with Jordan and them for a while. He was with the Lakers. He was with
Houston.
Shaq, Houston. I mean, come on. He was smart.
But everywhere he went, he was a factor, and you had to he wasn't just a guy like Haslam was at the end of his career, at the end of the Heat bench. That was an overpaid assistant.
No.
Like this guy went out and played, and you had to put him in the scouting report. Very important guy. He's not going to be a Hall of Famer, and he should be. But that's not how we judge the Hall of Fame.
Great. You did a pretty good job on your list this week.
That is a really good list. I like that.
About time you stepped up. Good job.
Yeah.
My guy, I'm going to go back because we talked about this a little bit.
Golden Mike.
Go watch the Cowboy documentary.
No,
The
that
most
is so.
underrated guy, Barry Switzer. Barry Switzer in all the years got a raw deal with Troy Aikman and with Jimmy Johnson being on TV. The guy could flat coach.
Barry Switzer.
He did. The guy
I agree.
can flat
I think
coach.
he can coach. I think he can coach.
I do agree with that.
I think Jimmy Johnson.
Being on TV, Jimmy, the whole thing, and Jimmy went straight to
Couldn't
TV.
tell his story.
Yeah, and right, I mean, the guy got to talk about it every time. And then you had a guy, quarterback, the snake in the grass, Troy Aikman, feeding stuff to the media because he wanted him out. Not all of it true.
Right.
There was a lot of stories that weren't true. And so Barry, and go look at the guys on the Cowboys. They love playing for him. All of them
They did.
did. Because he was basically one of them. That's
he
one
was,
reason.
yeah.
But the dude won 3 national championships in college.
Yep.
The guy won a Super Bowl, with the Cowboys. Dude can coach.
I agree with that.
Did Boz play for him? Bosworth. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I thought.
Without a doubt.
He was in on that documentary about Boz.
Yes.
Because Boz was talking about how he was basically a father figure to him.
Oh yeah, and then Boz will tell you about the time he came to recruit him. He walked into his lunchroom. And Boz was probably going to go to Texas. Where walks in his lunchroom and was wearing a full length mink coat. And walked in and had all his championship rings on. Now I'm sure also the money helped get Boz to Oklahoma. Let's don't
not be naive on that.
That's exactly right. Tell you what, we're going to take a break. These guys are going to give you their winners for Monday Night Football, the game following these guys, Thursday Night Football, and some big college games next weekend. It is Beyond the Bench, brought to you by the Green River Area Federal Credit Union, 1027 The Game. It's Beyond the Bench, 1027 The Game, brought to you by the Green River Area Federal Credit Union. Vic Evans with the two stars of the show, Brad Payne, Matt Brigance, and it's time to have them pick you some winners. And for the first time last week, somebody won a little money as Brad ends up winning $135. He goes 5-1 last week. He's now up to $980. Well, you won some money too, Coach Payne. Coach Brigance.
I went 4-2, didn't I?
Yeah, and you won $15.
Nice job.
And so now you're up to $760.
Freaking Raiders
Nice
cost
job,
me.
man.
I know the Raiders cost you. Let's jump right into it. The Monday night game following you guys. You got got the wrong one. You got the Lions getting 4.5 at the Ravens in one of the best games in the NFL. Which way are you going to go on this one?
Lamar doesn't lose to the NFC, and the Lions are in the NFC. They are the best team in football, no matter what, even losing to the Bills. Give me Baltimore.
He's going Ravens.
30.
He's going to go on $30. Okay. Which way are you going to go on this one?
Give me Ravens and 50.
Oh, he's going to win some or lose some here.
Yeah.
Then you got the Thursday night game.
Tilt.
Arizona.
Not tilt
Arizona's at Seattle.
Yeah.
Seattle at Arizona. Seattle on the road is a 2.5 point. They get 2.5 points, so it kind of tells you that it's
even.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you go first on this one.
I'm going. Finally, Arizona's going to throw the ball to Marvin Harrison, which I didn't put on my fantasy lineup this week.
So they're going to throw it to him.
They're going to throw it to him, and Arizona's going to win. Put 20 on Arizona.
Arizona, and you're going 20?
I agree. I think Arizona, although Seattle, man, they really, Darnold, I mean, he's just good.
Here's what you got to do. All you got to do,
Better than McCarthy.
if you're a quarterback, just go see Kevin O'Connell up there in Minnesota. Look what Daniel Jones is doing with the Colts.
Get you fixed.
He gets you fixed.
I tell you what, I'm going to change my mind. Just because Matt took Arizona, I don't even believe in what I'm saying here. I don't know what I'm doing.
No, man,
Seattle, give me Seattle.
Seattle, how much?
25.
25.
I would buy a half, but I'm not doing that today.
Let's go back to college and the most overrated team in the history of college football.
bet on their
How
radio.
Illinois was ever number 9. They ain't beat a team in 3 years. Everybody's talking about the bowl game they won last year against South Carolina where all half the team wasn't playing, but they got smashed.
I mean, we say that, and Indiana hadn't beat anybody any good either, so it's not as if.
Indiana at least played close with some good teams.
Illinois beat Duke, and Duke beat NC State pretty good. But it's not. It's more Cignetti. Cignetti is not going to lose Illinois at home. Cignetti's
he's tier 1.
Yeah, he can freaking coach.
He can.
He's tier 1 guy.
They are going to host USC in another ranked game. USC's another team that hadn't played anybody. Illinois.
I watched that last night, by the way.
USC?
Yeah, prayers to that Michigan State kid.
Yes.
It didn't look good. I don't know what the reports are. I didn't even look today either.
It looks like Illinois is getting 5.5 points at home as a home dog against USC.
Give me USC.
You gonna go USC? How much money are you putting
30.
on that? 30?
Yeah.
Are you going to make a bounce back for Illinois?
No, I thought about it, but no.
It's Illinois.
20.
I'm tired of them.
20 on USC.
You're going 20.
That's why I'm not putting a ton on USC because I think Illinois.
They're both kind of like that. Just USC's a bigger name. It's not like USC's some powerhouse either. Golly.
No, USC's up. That's a guy that made a mistake when he went and took that job.
I don't know. He got out of the SEC. He knew.
I know, but
he knew what was about to happen to him.
We'll see. Let me give you this one. Here's maybe the game of the day. LSU goes down to Ole Miss, and Ole Miss is going to get 1.5 points. Big game in the SEC here.
They need more.
You think so?
I think
LSU.
LSU's the best team in the nation.
I do too, but man, I worry. I mean, I think it's the Brian Kelly effect. Nobody wants to give Brian Kelly that many. I mean, he kind of.
Probably right.
You know, I mean, they really didn't beat, even with Lagway throwing 47 interceptions, they didn't beat Florida that bad.
No.
So, but let's go LSU, Ole Miss. Which way do you like going?
I'm going LSU.
LSU.
Ole Miss is not very good.
You think it's fool's go with Ole Miss?
Yes.
I believe so.
100.
I believe so.
Right.
And they're not going to be able to pass all over the place like they did in Slane the other day. Let's just go. Let's go 30 on it too.
All right, you're going to go 30?
Talk a big game, but I'm not betting very bad.
I'm going 25.
You're going to go Ole Miss too?
No,
I know you're
I'm
going
going
to LSU and 25. Man, I wish they were getting more points.
Me too.
I think
Yeah, 1.5 is almost, I mean,
if I wouldn't even consider it until I got to like 5 or 6.
That's what I was thinking. I thought it would be more like a 6-point thing.
Yeah, me
The
too.
Grove isn't that big of a home
here's
field
the
advantage.
thing in college NFL, 1.5 means way more in NFL than it does college.
Oh, without a doubt.
And it's a 1.5.
We almost saw that with the
It's like a
Jets
pickle.
and Bucks Sunday.
Yeah, I've got to ask you about this one. Your Louisville Cardinals are going to actually play a real team in football for the first time.
Hey, and Coach and I have talked, and if you can get this out of Coach, I'm not going to speak for you on it, Coach, but I don't know how good we are.
So I watched the game twice, 2 times the Bowling Green game. I rewatched it, and Miller Moss has trouble throwing the deep ball.
Yeah.
Offensive line is a little bit slow and undersized and not very good. And granted, Brown and Watson didn't play. Bell was banged up. Yeah. So, they're playing some guys. Louisville's defense is pretty good. I just don't know. I don't trust Louisville's offense right now. The only thing is they could be a little vanilla because they're not, that's why, Brown could have played if he had to, but they got an ACC gauntlet coming up, so they're going to hold him back. But I got 25 on Pitt.
You're gonna take the points in Pitt. 25.
Yeah, 4.5 is. I think it could be a field goal game.
Narduzzi plays well against Louisville.
They
too.
do, and Louisville struggle.
Pitt always gives Louisville trouble. If you look ahead for the next week, like Coach Briggs was saying, Louisville's gauntlet is coming up. The meat of their schedule's coming up. Brom always has a game where you're like, what in the hell happened? Give me Pitt.
You're going to go Pitt, too.
25.
25. I will say 2 words that have never been spoken together, the oxymoron, like jumbo shrimp, ACC, and gauntlet. Those 2 words have never been said before in the history of a podcast.
Just overrated in it.
I'm not saying that.
God,
but
I get so sick of hearing that.
Gauntlet of the scheduler, I guess is what I mean to say.
ACC, I think the ACC's fine up at the top. I'm just saying,
I don't know. I still don't believe in Miami. So
no, I don't either. But I think Georgia Tech.
Who did Florida State beat?
Now Florida State.
Who did Florida State beat?
They beat Alabama.
How about this?
They beat them bad.
Yeah.
They just beat somebody that breaks off somebody.
Kent State. They're terrible.
I mean, come on, it's Kent State.
I didn't know. I just asked.
But the SEC is like Illinois ranked number 9. That's crazy. Why are they ranked 9th?
They're not SEC.
I know they're Big Ten though, but it's Big Ten SEC bias. I get so tired of that crap.
I agree. My thing has been on this, and until nobody seems to care or want to listen to me. Quit with the preseason rankings because
100%.
Everybody has a new team
and nobody knows.
And nobody knows.
But
how
I've been
these people
saying
are
this for
gonna
years.
gel.
SEC and Big Ten, they rank them real high, and then they win all their cupcake non-conference games, and then they beat up on each other in the conference. They're like,
"Oh, my schedule's so tough. We play 17
they're
ranked
playing
teams.
South Carolina. They're playing.
I agree
It's the
with that
same
part,
old,
too.
same old.
I
I hate
agree.
hearing
No,
it.
that's an absolute
Freaking
fact.
hate
Absolute
hearing
fact.
it.
We got to get to the
It's
last
like
one
9th
here.
district crap.
Why do I get in trouble?
We got to get to the last one. UK at South Carolina.
South Carolina's going to torch.
UK's getting
them.
6.5.
50. South Carolina. I'm talking about torching.
50.
Lock that in.
Hold on. Cutter Bowley's not the savior of
I don't
UK
care who it is.
football.
You put Couch back there, and they're still going to beat them.
Wow.
Go on.
I mean,
Couch.
Missouri beat South
Compare
Carolina.
Cutter Bowley
right
to
now.
Couch.
Couch right now.
We got to go. Beyond the bench, 1027 the game.
Third region